Now the thing is, our work is spreading very fast, and people are taking to eat. In Europe, I find the land is much more fertile, surprisingly. And once people get realization, they become fantastic. I mean, they think it's something that they have been expecting, and they understand Sahaja Yoga much better than we understand here. Though your Kundalinis rise very high, I have seen that. But the progress is not that all right. Now Ray has been to India. He'll tell you what sort of people we have in India and how they have progressed themselves. Now, as I said, the main problem of our country is lethargy. And lethargy is something we have to overcome somehow. And this lethargy is actually a satanic force. It's not lethargy only of the matter that comes from material domination on the spirit, but it is really satanic because it stops your progress and is to be avoided. And to get out of it, one has to be really alert about it, how it crawls onto you. Krishna has put the worst vice in the whole world is alasya, means lethargy. Alasya pi jayate. Everything comes out of alasya. According to him, first the lethargy comes in, and because of lethargy we get into vices, and then we go to the right side also because of lethargy. Because just to avoid the lethargy, we go to the right side too much. So, according to him, everything starts with lethargy, and then the person loses the essence of life through lethargy. And this is our special quality, and that is our real problem, is the lethargy. Because Sahaja Yoga is a thing where we say there is a kriya. You don't have to do anything. It is effortless. Everything works out effortless, spontaneously. So we think that everything is going to work out for us spontaneously. Only the Kundalini Jagruti is spontaneous for the first time, not for the second time. Only for the first time. That is, I have to do it, or my photographer has to do it. But afterwards, you have to work. You have to keep your Kundalini afloat. You have to understand what are your problems. What are you getting into? I mean, individually, every one of you is a masterpiece. Individually. Because of lethargy, you are clouded. Secondly, because of lethargy, you are secluded. Lethargy gives you also ego. Because anything that challenges lethargy, you get on top of that person. You don't like such a person. But the lethargy also those do not have are the people their attention is not on spiritual development. Theirs is, as I told you yesterday, on other things which are not important to spiritual life. We pay so much attention to other things than to our spiritual life. Why is it? Why is it we pay more attention to material things, to material comforts, to material achievements, to material obsessions? Why? We must think about it. And why not to our spiritual ascent? The reason is we have been identified with matter. We have been going through that circle. We thought that we must have material development. So we had industrial revolution. We created a society dominated by industries. Machinery came up. We saw the machinery started dominating us. We wanted to misidentify from that machinery. Machinery has also given us lethargy. Because we use machine-made things, our hands do not work. We have lost all the deftness of the hands. We have lost all the walking capacity. We can only take a bus or a car. We do not want to walk at all. Now this mechanization And the use of matter too much has made us sort of matters ourselves. We have become matter. That we cannot live without it. We are so identified with it. After realization, if you are still identified with the matter, then your realization slows down. So one has to understand fully that matter is absolutely secondary. Without, of course, getting your body, you cannot receive realization. You have to have your body. But matter which is gross is of no meaning. Subtle matter is all right for us. That's important. Like this light which is burning is important. Water that is in the ocean is all right. The sky, open sky, say here it is not so good. But if you go to a country, it's even better. The Mother Earth, say example here, I don't know how it is, but in India, certain places, Mother Earth is very much sucking your material identifications. So matter has been identified with us, we have been using it, living with it, and that's why it is easy for us to get back into the same circle of matter. And we get into it, we pay attention more to it. Your attention, if it is dominated by matter, people can make it out. And that is one thing has to look after very clearly, because these are countries who have advanced so much in material advancement. So what happens? Every matter attracts your attention. You go on the street, this one woman is standing, or there's something selling, this happening. All the time the attention. You see, it is their job to attract your attention, otherwise how are they going to exploit you? See, they will have no justification. So they produce things, advertise things to do in such a way to distract your attention. Now this is a force which is acting against our attention. So as far as possible, keep your attention straight or on the Mother Earth. If you can control your attention, you can overcome your material domination. Now the best thing is to put attention to your spirit. If you start putting your attention to spirit, the sweetness of the spirit itself will make the whole thing very sweet and beautiful. The attention should be in the spirit. When you are getting ready, keep the attention on the spirit. Now it's not difficult because Kundalini has reached that stage. Before realization, if I had said it, then you would have said, Mother, how to do it. But now, when you have got realization, try to bring your attention to spirit. Means first, when the Kundalini rises, you start looking at the spirit. Or you say when you get realization, you see the spirit. In the sense that the spirit starts flowing through you. You start watching it's flowing, it's this thing. But then, after some time, you must enter into spirit and see through the window of the spirit, the whole thing, by developing your witness spirit. If you develop your witness state, from attention you become knowledge, the truth. Then material things become the knowledge. Aesthetics of matter start giving you joy. You do not want to possess it, but they start giving you joy. And even if you want to possess it, it would be just to enjoy it and give it away to somebody else. It's like that. It's for your enjoyment and you want to give it away to someone else. When you develop your witness state, this will come to you, that you will not keep things to yourself, but you would like to give and share. Sharing. That is the time you should know you have become a witness, because you are enjoying. Witness state is the state of Sri Krishna, of Virat. When you start sharing your things, then it is a proper thing. Come in, there's space here. Who is standing there? Come along, come inside. There is space. Hello, come in, come in. Come in. Come in, there is space. Now the essence of puja is also how to overcome our material grossness. Puja is nothing but is how to overcome our material grossness. When we want to have a matter to ourselves, we must know that it is given to us by God. Everything belongs to God. Supposing we give flower to God, after all it is God's own creation. What are we giving? We show light to God or do arti to God. What? It is all God's light only. What do we do? But by showing light to God, what we do is to be worship light within us. The light element gets enlightened within us. The light element is here on the Agya. When you do arti or when you put light before God, when you show light to God, the light element within you gets enlightened. When you give flowers, Muladhara gets enlightened. When you get honey, then your attention gets enlightened. So why we give it to God? After all, God doesn't need anything. But God is the enjoyer. You are not the enjoyer. You cannot enjoy. Enjoyer is God. In you, when God is there, that enjoys, that is the spirit. So whatever pleases your spirit is used in the puja to be given. Now you give rice. All these things are discovered that you give rice to the Devi. Rice should be put in her lap. Now what is rice? A little rice to a Devi. Is by putting rice in you the satisfaction of getting food, or food that gives you satisfaction is enlightened. But that doesn't mean you start showering things on me. That doesn't mean that. What I'm trying to say, do it with dignity and understanding. That you give me rice. Now, rice giving is people don't understand why rice is to be given to God. After all, why give him palm leaves? What is he going to do? If he Christ was the Son of God, what was the use of putting palm leaves for him? Or to give him oil bath, or to rub his feet with oil. It is for you to get the advantage. Now in Sahaja Yoga it is proved now. When you rub my feet, you feel better, not me. You rub my hands, you feel better. When you fall at my feet, you feel better. She is a great, what were you doing? Huh? Reflexology. Big name, huh? Reflexology. And she's supposed to know about the feet and things like that. One day she said, Mother, I want to come and massage your feet. I know this and all that. So I said, all right, come along. So she came to rub my feet. Instead of I becoming relaxed, she was becoming relaxed. The more she was rubbing, she was getting relaxed. So, you see, when you do for God, the blessings comes to you. You are blessed. Whatever is a problem with you, you give to God to solve. Also, whatever satisfies you, you give to God. The satisfaction comes to you. Now these flowers, when you give it to me, Muladhara, they give you two things, Swadhisthana and Muladhara. Flowers, that's why very important. They give Swadhisthana. If the flowers are beautiful, then they give Swadhisthana. And if they are fragrant, they cure your Muladhara. Now, I mean, there's no end to flowers also. But think about it, that you are doing it to improve your chakras. Then other things that are used, like say ghee. Ghee is used. It is for Sri Krishna is very fond of ghee and butter. So when you rub my feet with say butter, your Vishuddhi will improve. You know that. Not mine. I have no problem. I have only one problem, that you are within me, and when you have problem, I have problems. Because these vibrations have to go to you. So I prepare vibrations here as an antidote, and they have to flow. It's a very subtle thing to understand. To move from gross to spirit, this is the thing by which you move. Because first you enlighten your chakras. By enlightening your chakras, your deities get happy, prasanna. By making the deities happy, you get a passage for the Kundalini to pass through. By making the passage for the Kundalini goes up. And then your attention starts becoming one with the spirit. It is step by step. You move from matter to subtler matter, from subtler matter to your chakras, from chakras to deities, from deities to the spirit. Then spirit enjoys itself. So there you do not have to do anything. Just give your spirit to spirit.